Hey guys, we got a fun one for you today. This whole last week it's been around 50, maybe 60 degrees here and there. So it was pretty nice out. But for the next following week, or I guess the next few days, it's gonna be below freezing and we're gonna have some snow coming. And since there's gonna be prolonged cold and just crappy weather, we're gonna get all those cows up in the cornfield, chase them up here, and we're gonna sort off the ones that haven't calved. And we're gonna make it so they will hang out in the rye that we got growing, this smaller field. That way we can watch them closer, because them newborn baby calves, if they're hitting the ground and you know they're getting rained on or snowed on and it's cold out, they're not going to do very well. Shh, shh. Hey. Yeah, you gotta be put away, otherwise you chase the cattle the wrong way. If you've seen on my Instagram story about a week ago, we picked up 2 new 4-wheelers. I actually bought one of them. That was my biggest and really my first farm purchase, is this Honda 4-wheeler, and Dad also got one. I got the Foreman, he got a Rancher. Mine's a little bit bigger, but you know, Dad, that's not something to be ashamed about. Mine's just a little bigger, it's all right.
Yeah, but you do the spot spraying, so I don't need a bigger one, so I'm fine with that. I win.
Yeah, so I guess size doesn't always matter. Mine's a Foreman, it's kind of the bigger size, more horsepower, it's got a bigger frame, and 520 cc engine. And so the idea behind that is it'll carry our spreader, not our spreader, our sprayer better. And before we had a Foreman and a Rancher. Dad's is pretty fancy. He's got ILS in the back, which you tractor guys, some of you have that on the front end of your tractors, just independent linkage system. Is that what it stands for? Suspension, ILS, I don't know, something like that. And we're pretty excited to have those, and we're gonna be destroying them today, running over some big ruts and chasing some cattle.
Let's ride.
So this is gonna be pretty tough for us because there's about 80 cows out there and about 45, 50 calves out there. And there's really no way of knowing if a cow is calved unless we have our book that has everything wrote down, or the calf is right next to the mama and we can see their tags. And so we're in a perfect world, we're gonna start chasing, and the cows that have calves are gonna stay with their calves and the calves aren't gonna move, but then everything else will run to the gate that we want them to go to.
But probably what's gonna happen is that's not gonna happen, and then Cole's gonna get mad and then we're gonna yell at each other, so stay tuned.
We're to the cornfield, and the gate is at the end of these trees, and we had a new pair up in the way corner, and so we can leave her, but there's also another cow up there that's getting ready to calve, so we really want to get her. But yeah, basically we're just gonna start pinching them down. Hopefully we get everything we need. Pipe, pipe, pipe. There's a lot of calves out there yet. Now they're headed to the trees, and Dad's bringing a bunch of pairs. It's going great. On foot we go. Come on, miss. Follow the herd. Oh, making this tough for me. Look at the bag on her. She'll be calving soon. If only they knew that they were about to hang out in that green rye out there. Whew. They're sucked up against that fence. Hep, hep, hep. Keep going now. Hi. All right. Making some headway.
Come on, keep moving.
You got anything in mind?
You gotta give me a number, buddy.
Okay. Well, this 329, she's huge. She can go in, right?
Put her in for now.
Come on, girl.
Now, if they get out there and start mauling, but yeah, she's pretty obvious.
Oh, this is the calf with no tag.
Yeah, well, I might hear one cow hollering up here.
He's right at knee height. Come on. They're all sorted up. The weather's starting to change here. When we started, I told Dad I was hot. Now I'm kind of cold. There's a storm of brewing. Dad went to write a list, kind of alphabetical, actually numerical, of these cows in this field that haven't calved. So it'll be interesting to see how many haven't calved and how many we have in here. What do you think? We got 90% of the ones? I bet you we're missing 3. I'm gonna say we're missing 3 cows. So while Dad's making that list, here's a little brief intermission of what happened yesterday. We picked up an 80 this last year. This will be our first year farming it, and nothing got planted and it didn't get sprayed or anything last year, and so we wanted to burn it. And yesterday the fire department, Mount Vernon Fire Department, came out and they tried burning it, and the ground was still a little wet and just didn't take off. But we did get some cool aerial video of some of that burning yesterday before it kind of died off. Going to be below freezing, I think, for the next 5 nights in a row, and so we're gonna have to start running these without the float for a while. Gonna have to just run them until they're full and then shut them off, which you know how I do. I always run them over. Got everything sorted up, a few mistakes figured out. Now, since those cows that are not super close, that aren't gonna be in the white building at night, they're gonna be in the rye, we gotta shut that gate right there and this gate. But our trailer's in the way because we haven't needed to use this gate for quite a while. So we're gonna pull that out, and we're gonna have to find a couple panels too. So now in that rye field, they're gonna need a bunk, and they're gonna need 2 windbreaks, since we aren't feeding in here with that bottomless bunk anymore, and also nothing's calving, so they don't need this windbreak. They got that pile of manure over there. We're gonna take the bunk and the 2 windbreaks and put them out there. Can we just all admire how clean that tractor is right now? Because in about 30 seconds, it's not gonna be clean anymore. I just pressure washed that off yesterday. I want to say one thing to you little kids out there watching. If your dad's ever carrying one of those, stay away from it, because those do fall from time to time, and they're very dangerous. So never walk under anything your dad's carrying that's big like that and heavy. I would have loved if he would have just set it down right there and I grabbed the next one so I don't have to stand here watching the gate in the cold. That's fine. I'm fine. If I had to guess, with all this nice green stuff, whatever we put in that bunk, they ain't gonna care about. They're just gonna be eating this green stuff. Now we're gonna grab the bale processor and head out to that cornfield because, well, we wanna keep the calves comfortable. It's gonna get cold tonight. super windy out there. Now that everything's dry, it's just blowing all over. Almost needs, kind of needs some moisture to keep it down. The bottle's not very good. You want to go in?
You want to go, bro? Feel smart. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Go. We ran over to Jeff's to check things out, make sure his cows and my cows were doing good. And actually 2 of my cows had just calved about an hour prior before we're going over there. And so we got them up in the barn because the weather's gonna get nasty. I just got one more thing I wanna get done with Bobcat, and here we go. So yesterday I put a gate in the back of this bullpen, and the reason for that is, well, they have this big, really big area of concrete, but a lot of the time it's just so full of manure it's just useless, and it's not any nicer of a place to lay other than in the normal part of the pen without any concrete. And there's a lot of times where it's so wet that we can't drive out here to clean it off. And so I finally built a gate, and so now we can clean that off. And I know since weather's coming and moisture's coming, I should clean it off now before all this manure gets wet and the bulls will have a nice place to lay. All right, it's deep and moving manure is not that great of footage, so we'll just do a quick time lapse. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. Man, there's a lot of poo. I glanced over, saw bulls trying to eat my camera, so I thought, well, I guess I can stop the time lapse there. We got our home cattle sorted up really good, and there's some out on the rye, really good calving spot. So we're pretty set up, not looking forward to this weather that we're about to get, but it's just how it is. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Man, it stinks out here. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hope the rest of the calf ain't down there.